Two brothers from Earn Your Leisure were having a conversation talking about the DEI programs. I wanted to take a look at this clip and have a conversation.
The DEI thing, the job aspect was really not even the most harmful part. What's really detrimental is the suppliers. So government agencies have to do business with suppliers. These are small businesses that benefit from government contracts. Who is Elon Musk's number one client? The United States government is his number one client for SpaceX and his number one client for Tesla. It's extremely beneficial if you can do business with the United States government, because the United States government spends more money with small businesses than any entity in the world. There's obviously been a long history of discrimination in the United States of America. So to have programs in place where Black businesses can get opportunities to do business with the number one supplier, well, that's helpful. And a real world example of this is Don Peebles. He credits his start to one person, Mayor Marion Barry. District of Columbia, Black mayor, who made it DC policy to do business. I think it was like 30 or 40% of Black businesses, Black developers. He gave Don Peebles an opportunity when nobody else would. In return, Don Peebles becomes a billionaire. He credits his success to that, but that's not the only person. Bob Johnson is another one. So you have one mayor who's actually responsible for two Black billionaires. Now,
okay, I got to stop right there because I appreciate you bringing up Mayor Marion Barry, my brother, because I've covered Mayor Marion Barry. In fact, when I went on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, he was trying to trash Mayor Marion Barry. And I was like, nah, you can't do that. Mayor Marion Barry, he stuck up for Black Americans. That's why he was the mayor for life. Because those programs you were talking about. There was also a summer school program for 18 to 24-year-olds that gave them an opportunity to work in the federal government. He also had a program that took women off of the system and gave them training and helped them become DC government workers. So that was a great program. And in fact, with a teenage program, it's still into effect today. Marion Barry Summer Youth Employment Program. That's it. MBSYEP. So I understand that you bring up this Marion Barry situation. Here's my question. What the hell that got to do with DEI? Yeah, I'm not seeing a correlation between DEI and these programs. Marion Barry was very specific. Marion Barry was a Black man. He focused on Black issues. DEI is not a Black program. DEI has no teeth at all when it comes to Black Americans. You said there's no reason to talk about the employment, because employment, the DEI, how it affects us on the job, it's inconsequential. The numbers don't matter. What matters is what happens with the business contracts. And what I'm telling you is, less Black Americans are impacted favorably by DEI programs when it comes to business contracts than Black Americans are affected when it comes to employment through DEI. The people that should truly be upset, that are really losing something, would be white women. It would be white women once again, white women for the win. Nothing like white women winning. And white women, 95% of them marry white men. So it's a white is winning type of situation. It just is.
how many jobs did those Black billionaires create? You guys are misinformed, to say the least. When you say that this stuff is not harmful, it's misinformed, to say the least.
We're misinformed to say the least. Now, you're misinformed, my brother. We're not misinformed. The numbers are what the numbers are. Produce data that shows that Black Americans are benefiting from the DEI programs when it comes to subcontracts. That's somebody you know. You named Brother Peebles. I understand. That was under Marion Barry. I understand it. But the numbers, when you look at the numbers, when I do the quantitative number analysis of who's actually benefiting from these programs, whether it be subcontractors, prime contractors, it's not Black Americans. I'm not saying no one ever got a contract. Now, if you come up with a number that's above 10, I'd like to know where you got that number from. According to available data in fiscal year 2023, Black American small businesses receive approximately 1.3% of the total federal contracts awarded. This relates to prime contracts. Now, I can't do subcontracts, but subcontracts are a subcategory of prime contracts. They don't make a distinction between primes and subs. So what I'm saying, brother, we talk about suppliers to the federal government. We're not getting those opportunities. I'm not saying it's good to take away this program. What I'm saying is, don't start saying this is something that Black people need to be upset about. This is something that Black people need to be gaslit about. It starts sounding like More sheep herding for the Democratic Party. No, our entire system's broke. Black people, we want to get it here. We're going to have to unbreak this system. And we're going to have to put people in that actually fight for Black Americans, who don't fight for parties. Supporting the Democratic Party, with our support for the Democratic Party, no matter how you slice it, with Joe Biden in there fighting hard for you, with Kamala Harris as your vice president, as that strong Black woman that everybody was telling me I was wrong and misjudging her and wasn't giving her a fair shake. A number of federal subcontracts and prime contracts with the federal government for Black Americans was 1.3%. That's with Joe Biden in office. That's with Kamala Harris, the Black woman, as VP. That's what the numbers were. So when I say, guys, we need to throw off the shackles of the Democratic Party, when people say, Tim Black, what is your beef with the Democratic Party? There it is. I have people that are stuck to a party that has us performing this badly in all these categories. And they want to stay with them because they're afraid we can perform less. Look, guys, if you're getting 1.3 now, and you say, oh my God, Trump's in office, what you gonna get? 1.1? I fail to see the difference between 1.3 and 1.1. What if it's possible we could go to 5%? What if we could go to 5% if we just go based on money? If we go just based on how much money you got. Then we can over-index on that because you see they're cutting off everything. Look, affirmative action was race, right? Race and gender. Well, DEI is more than that. DEI is disability, veterans, religion, orientation. I mean, we got about 10 subgroups.
Well, first of all, I think that we have obligation to educate the public as to what DEI really is, because number one, it's not affirmative action as some might think. DEI is about making sure that, say, a veteran may have a handicap, an injury from the services, and come to work for the federal government. DEI would make sure that that veteran has I guess I would say the opportunity to work in a job, and they will place them in a position where they could accommodate that veteran and so that they can do that job. So DEI is about that and about providing services for workers. It's not about the color of a person's skin.
And it's not a quota program. Let's just be clear. It means that, and it also, I think, for a lot of conservatives, they believe DEI just means Black people getting jobs. And so when they see a Black person in any job, they say, oh, that person's a DEIer. They said it about the literal elected vice president of the United States.
Absolutely.
She wasn't hired. She was hired by the American people. 80 million Americans voted for her, but they can't see through her race and gender. So it isn't just about hiring Black people and women, right? It's about disabled veterans being accommodated. It's veterans returning from wars are also under DEI.
Absolutely.
So I don't understand when people are coming with this, things were going to get worse now that DEI's gone away. I stand on it. Once again, if you can prove me wrong, but prove me wrong with data. Prove me wrong with the actual numbers. Show me where Black people are booming. And remember, under the DEI programs in 2023, we had 1.3% of the contracts in the federal government. That number sticks. If you get nothing else from this segment, remember that number. If you want to tell me now we're in trouble, now what I'm trying to tell you, that we were born in trouble, that we've been in trouble, and I'm trying to get us out of trouble. And some people trying to keep us in the same position we've been in. How are you benefiting Black people by telling Black people to be content? Present your argument, give me your data, and I'll take another look at it. But based on my numbers, based on what I'm seeing. Now, man, don't compare Joe Biden's federal government programs to Mayor Marion Barry. Mayor Marion Barry's programs were so amazing for Black Americans, we let him smoke crack and we still reelected him. It wasn't because we love crack. It's because Mayor Marion Barry produced for us. Joe Biden didn't do that at all. I think it's a desecration of the brother's legacy to even put them in the same conversation. That has nothing to do with it. I know y'all sat down with Kamala Harris and Steve Harvey, but Jesus Christ, y'all. I mean, Mayor Marion Barry, they put that woman in that room and had it recorded where the cameras come from. They did that to set him up because he had those programs. And you want to equate that with Joe Biden, lock him up, throw away the key, Joe? Come on, Johnson. Nah, no. Y'all already got money. Why sell out and do this shit? Why make these statements? I don't get it, Johnson. I don't understand it. Maybe I got nothing to lose, so maybe that's the reason why I'm so real. But Jesus Christ, man, it just doesn't make sense.